So Stellar Blade's been out for about 4 days now, and we are facing mass drama to do with the game. I was honestly waiting for this to happen, for some kind of soup to hit the fan, and here we are, ladies and gentlemen. This doesn't really come as a surprise though, because yeah, Stellar Blade's been in the hot seat to do with drama for like the past few months. The hot topic here though is to do with censorship in regards to mainly two things that have happened since the game's launch, and that the game has since been patched to remove two specific things out. I have heard word that there are other minor smaller things that have been changed or censored in that regard, but the two biggest things that are getting people's nipples in a twist is a graffiti tag as well as one of Eve's outfits known as Holiday Rabbit. So it was revealed shortly before the release of the game that the original version 1.0.0.0, had a graffiti tag in the city of Zion that could be interpreted as potentially racist, reading as hard R. Of course, the actual graffiti tag is hard, and then there's Roxanne's little neon R right next to it. This was quickly patched out to replace the hard graffiti tag with crime. People obviously caught wind of this though, and it led to some people on social media claiming that ShiftUp intentionally put a racist remark into the game. From what I can see though, the majority of people are in agreement that the censorship is a little bit stupid, because if we look at it, in the country of Korea, hard R is not really a term that is interpreted as racist. It's only something that really more so pertains to America. Considering though that Americans are going to be the biggest ethnic demographic to be consuming Stellar Blade, this kind of means that this is almost like a ticking time bomb waiting to happen. But again, I think that most people are in agreement that, okay, we understand this is from a Korean-based studio, they didn't mean anything by it, it's just one of those really unfortunate things. You then have this like ridiculous tweet of this dude then claiming that ShiftUp didn't fix the issue with the updated version with replacing hard with crime, because apparently crimer, as seen on the Urban Dictionary, is also a racist remark. You've definitely got to be a heads full of stones looking ass to start using Urban Dictionary as a source. The biggest issue here though is the Holiday Rabbit outfit, which is quite a revealing outfit, though it should be known that, you know, there's a lot of revealing outfits throughout Stellar Blade. We knew this even before release with how ShiftUp were showing off numerous outfits within the various trailers that we got for the game, but specifically this one is quite revealing. And yes, this did get censored. So in the original version, you could see more of Eve's chest. In the patched version, ShiftUp added a bit of cloth to cover up her cleavage. The war that is currently ensuing as of right now on social media is between the people who are like, okay, it's ridiculous that there are people losing their mind over this, a simple bit of cloth that's been added because they can't see their video game titties, to that of the people that are literally going up in arms over the fact that they cannot see their video game titties, more so taking a stance on the whole censorship thing. Because of course, yeah, censorship, it's not generally a great thing. And more so than not, censorship usually ensues towards things that just don't really warrant it. While I'm certainly not losing sleep over the fact that Eve now has an additional piece of cloth over her boobas, I will say that it doesn't really make sense to censor this, just considering that there's just so many more revealing outfits in this game. There are intentional camera angles that it's like, okay, we know exactly what ShiftUp are aiming for here. And you can't tell me that Sony were that dense that they didn't know the developers that they were bringing on board. I mean, if you look at ShiftUp's previous work, Nikkei, you can tell this is the sort of thing they do. Some people in this case though are really mad with ShiftUp because they sent a tweet out saying that every country will receive the same uncensored version, even in Japan. I don't think it's hard to really interpret what they are saying though in this post. They are meaning that every country is going to receive the same version. I've seen a lot of people bringing up this specific post in regards to the recent censorship towards the game, and because there's been so much drama to do with just this specific thing, really to do with just this one change to the outfit, the director Hyung-tae Kim ended up responding to this, saying, understandably, we also recognize this issue. However, the final costume that we wanted to show you is indeed the costume in the current version. I want to clarify, this is our final product. However, I know this answer is not enough to convince our users. There is an internal discussion going on regarding this, so I think we'll have a chance to answer it soon. It kind of seems like it's more of a beat around the bush answer really than anything. Like, in one breath he's saying, this is definitely the final version, even though, what? There was a previous version and a version of the game that you had actually shipped out? Like, right now, if you delete the patch on your PlayStation, you can see this version of the outfit, so long as you have the disc version on Stellar Blade. But then he ends the comment off by saying, actually, yeah, that's probably not satisfactory. We might have a chance to further explain this at some point. The mention of internal discussion certainly screams there is more to this in regards to potentially something to do on the Sony side of things. At this stage, it would seem as if Sony are the ones that have actually made Shift Up censor the things that have currently been censored. I think at the end of the day, the reason why this is such a big issue is people don't really want to be told what they can and can't experience, and especially because this is a game designed for adults. It has that mature rating. There's plenty of almost lewdish type outfits and stuff throughout Stellar Blade anyway, even removing the Holiday Rabbit outfit from the game. So it does make you think, was it really necessary to censor this outfit in the first place? For me personally though, like, I'm just not getting my nipples in a twist about this. It doesn't really bother me. I don't really care overly too much. There's enough sexy in the game to be had as is. I mean, climbing a ladder is enough to hit the peak of my testosterone level. There's even a change.org petition that currently has 41,000 signatures. I mean, look, we all know that change.org is like yelling into a concrete retaining wall. I just don't think there's any timeline where Sony are going to backtrack on what's already been done to Stellar Blade and free the nipple. That wouldn't make them look good. So yeah, again, concrete retaining wall, but more power to the people. Like I said, the two biggest things here are the graffiti as well as the bunny outfit, but there are a couple of other things here. So for instance, this outfit didn't originally have pantyhose, or so it seems, and we can actually see this from the current version of the game as of right now. One of the tutorial images that explains nanosuits and how you can craft and collect more of them and change them in and out shows us this outfit with Eve not wearing the pantyhose as part of it. This tells us that this outfit was changed before the final version of the game, being version 1, was shipped. It also seems like the blood has been toned down for the current version of the game too, with more blood appearing on Eve in this scene in the demo version compared to what we have now. With these different pieces of censorship that are clearly going on for the game, it has made me think about photo mode. This has probably got to be the most requested additional thing to be added into the game,
for reasons.
Now, this is an Unreal Engine game. From what I understand, it's not particularly hard to integrate a photo mode into a game running on Unreal Engine. There's even a blueprint that you can literally purchase to integrate into your game being developed on this engine. It does make me think that because of how revealing some of these outfits actually are for Eve, and that just looking at some of the camera angles throughout the game, those get crazy enough as is, a photo mode would simply be providing the player
too much power.
It does make me think, is this something that Sony told Shift Up not to do for the game? Not just that, but can you imagine the absolute chaos that is going to ensue when Stellar Blade gets a PC version? I mean, if it gets a PC version, yeah, I'm looking at the mod scene because, oh my god. The verdict here though is censorship sucks. It really does, especially towards a product that is designed for adults. I honestly do feel sorry for Kim and Shift Up if they are in a position where they basically can't say anything, they can't explain properly to the fans, hey, this is currently what's going on. We're sort of put in a position by Sony to patch certain things in the game they don't agree with. But on the other side of the fence, I'm also not losing any sleep over Eve's Danny DeVito's being covered up and put to sleep. I am thoroughly enjoying Stellar Blade. It is incredible. It's everything I wanted from the game. I do plan on talking more about it when I've actually finished it up. I think I'm about like halfway through as of right now. I don't think it's my game of the year. I think that's certainly still Rebirth, but for me right now, it's definitely a very close second. Let me know how you guys are enjoying Stellar Blade and your thoughts towards this. However guys, be sure to subscribe to the channel to keep up with everything that's going on here. Check out my other social media platforms like my Twitter and my Instagram. Thank you so much to the Turkey-tastic patrons. Appreciate your support. I'm Cynical, hopefully having a fantastic day, and we'll talk real soon.